welcome back to the main channel with your Bobby. Let's you got back on Beasley. Checking up with CNC Hoopers, Eli Carter, Michael Hart, and Bert Putnam. ISO take skate. And then we go watch the 1v1 Scott report that I saw my boy just posting. You already know what's going on. We gonna lock in all the way today. Hit the like button and subscribe. Let's get to 100K, 87.2, almost at 87.3. Once we get to 90K, we doing a giveaway. I'm not playing around with y'all. Let's get to it. We're gonna watch some of these moves from Michael Beasley. We broke down Lance a lot, right? And Lance has some wiggle. But one thing I will say, even looking at this very first possession, Jesus Christ, I don't know how he made that. But what I will say is that Lance is going to touch him a lot more than what Tay is. There is a huge respect factor that is occurring right here between Tay and Beasley, and I really think that won't be the case when on June 6th. I do think Lance is going to touch Beasley a lot and try to make him uncomfortable. But I do think Beasley can counteract that. I do think he has capabilities. Obviously, he's 6'10". He's taller than Lance. He can shoot over the top. But I do think Lance is going to make it a little bit more uncomfortable than what ISO Tay is doing right here. But I don't know how Beasley was able to make this shot off one leg. Like, what the hell? He lost the basketball, bro. Now we got Burke right here. Oh, I like that. Did he just jab? After that, after that Isaiah Thomas, then he jabbed, so he jabbed here and then boom. And then jabbed. That's really, really nice right there. Normally we see jabs at the start of the possession. Beasley jabbed right there. After the possession, after his dribbles were concluded. Now, this is where I saw the Eli Carter ones right here, where he just did a 5-second count. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. Downhill, but this spin tween. Eli jumped as high as he could. Eli jumped as high as he could. Push, cross, spin, tween. Eli jumps as high as he can. Can't do nothing about it. Jesus Christ. Is that Nas? Who is that over there on the other side? Who is that playing with Freak right there? Who is that? Nas got a ball head right now, though. Good bump right there. That's what I really like too, though. Good bump on that second dribble. Snatched and got right. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, this one-on-one is going to be one for the ages right here. I think Mike kind of stopped the possession once he realized he wasn't going to be able to block his shot. But that bump right there after that first dribble. It's going to be special, man. Let's go ahead and get to the Scotland report. Here we go.
God made me the one like he ain't see the sun.
I'm your favorite player.
He be going at YouTubers, bro. Like, you can be a YouTuber, you can be a pro, you can be a regular dude who just got off work. I don't care who you is.
You need some help. You need some milk. You ain't getting no win all that, so me talking to you is the king talking to a peasant.
Oh!
You know what you here for, nigga. We don't get excited because we can do it. We excited because we can do it again. And do it again and do it again.
Hey, that's no cap, though. That's no cap. Once he said that, it really resonated with me. We don't get excited that we could do it. We get excited we could do it again and do it again. We could be great again and again and again and again. And ain't nobody can do nothing about it. That's what we get excited about. We don't get excited because we could do it one time.
Favorite player's favorite player is finally making his debut where he really belongs, in the YouTube basketball one-on-one scene. After an all-time great college basketball season at Kansas, Beasley was drafted 2nd overall in the 2008 NBA draft. Unfortunately, Beasley never really lived up to the hype in the NBA, primarily due to off-the-court issues. However, when he was on the court, Beasley was the real deal. We're talking about a guy who would beat LeBron in ones while they were teammates on the Heat. Even Kevin Durant admits that he admires Beasley's game.
How much of a better basketball player did you become from being
Crazy.
Admits that he admires Beasley's.
It's yo. Could you imagine this one-on-one? Could you imagine the ones they had at that time?
Game.
How much of a better basketball player did you become from being around Michael Beasley?
Well, he was so much better than I was when so I wanted to be as good as him.
But now, on a new stage, Beasley will put his skills to the test. He's scheduled to play Lance Stevenson with $100,000 on the line for what guarantees to be an entertaining matchup. In this video, I will be analyzing the strengths and weaknesses in Beasley's one-on-one game, providing Lance with the insights he needs to even have a chance. If he pays attention, he could avoid ending up like this guy.
You got that? We the ones. You know we the ones.
Starting off with strengths, Beasley's post game is a thing of beauty and really what most people think of when they think of his game.
Guys, little nigga.
He's listed at 6 and really what
Yeah.
most people think of when they think of his game.
Guys, little nigga.
He's listed at 6'9", so he's gonna tower over 99% of his opponents, including Lance. While he could simply try to overpower his defenders, his post game isn't really about brute force. It's about finesse. He wants to get to his spots, rise up, and shoot over guys who are too small to contest.
I'm this big, and he this big. It's different.
In the mid-post, Beasley has a series of spin moves and fakes to switch directions and keep defenders guessing. Once he gets a foot or two in the post, he's just gonna rise up and shoot the jumper. Left shoulder, right shoulder, it doesn't really matter. His fadeaway is elite. He has great touch from inside 15 feet, and his high release makes this impossible to contest. Unfortunately for Lance, I don't think there's much he could do here.
No, I don't think so either.
Damn. This is different, nigga. Give me the name, nigga. Fuck what you talking about?
On drives, Beasley attacks hard off the dribble, especially when getting guarded by a big. He's left-handed, so his first option is to attack that side first. Out of the triple threat, his rip-throughs are low and explosive, allowing him to blow by unprepared defenders.
That's one thing I do like about it. He's 6'10", right? But that's what I don't understand why young hoopers can't get this. He's 6'10", he's still ripping below the knee. He's
left-handed,
he's
so
ripping below the knee.
Attacks hard off the dribble, especially when first. Out of the triple threat, his rip-throughs are low and explosive, allowing him to blow by unprepared defenders. Players Beasley's size don't typically have the foot speed to keep up with his first step. Imagine someone like Chris White trying to keep up here. He'd have no chance. Even Bodybag, who many believe to be the best YouTuber in the scene, still got lit up when trying to guard Beasley in the big three.
Oh.
The big three. However, when driving right, Beasley is less likely to get all the way to the rim. Instead, he tends to settle for this step-back jumper towards the baseline. While this would be a difficult shot for most players, it seems to be one of Beasley's favorite moves. Still, I'd rather have him shooting this than finishing at the rim, so I'd consider this a win for Lance. In addition, Beasley also has a decent but not spectacular handle. He has this little hezzy in his bag to freeze defenders and get to the rim, and while his crossovers aren't that fast, they're still effective at creating space. Finally, although he's damn near pushing 40, he's still a great athlete and can finish well at the rim. Beasley's outside shooting is another unexpected strength. Despite not being known as a three-point specialist, he shot a solid 35% from beyond the arc in his career.
Oh, that's solid! That's solid!
Lefty, he has the high release, and he gets pretty good elevation off the floor. And in the open gym environment of YouTube, he's gonna be even more comfortable. One interesting thing to note is that he seems to prefer shooting off the dribble rather than off the catch. But don't get it twisted, you can't just leave him open and hope for the best. The one glaring weakness Beasley does have is his defense. This is where Beasley is easily the most vulnerable. His NBA reputation, his time in the Big Three, his YouTube clips, they all paint a clear picture. Defense isn't his
I was about to say,
number one
he don't really get a hand up a lot of the times. He don't really get a hand up a lot of the times.
priority. He gets low, but it's all a facade. He's not sliding his feet. He's not contesting shots. He's letting guys get wide open looks. Even against Nas, who's only 6'3", he was still getting cooked. If Lance wants to exploit a weakness, this is gonna be it. Lance is gonna have a chance in their game simply because I don't think Beasley will put in any real effort on defense. However, even going just 50%, Beasley will be able to bother shots to the rim because of his
It's 100K on the line, though. These 1v1s don't really have much on the line, though. That's why I'm gonna kind of give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt. These one-on-ones ain't got nothing on. These one-on-ones are for fun. You know what I'm saying? These are, you know what I'm saying, sparring sessions. These are not a session where Beasley gonna put his hand on his shoulder and he got it. You feel what I'm saying? So,
So Lance is going to have to knock down some open shots to come out on top.
I like that. I like that defense right there. That's solid.
At the end of the day, I bet my house that Beasley will win this game. If peak LeBron couldn't beat Michael Beasley, watch Lance Stevenson has no chance. While Beasley couldn't live up to the hype in the league, his game and personality is perfect for this YouTube scene. And honestly, the fact that we're even having this conversation is a win for YouTube basketball. The next chapter is already delivering a much better product than the Big Three, and it's only a matter of time before other NBA names take notice. Imagine if guys like Jeff Teague start entering the scene. Will this force YouTube All-Stars like Hezzy God into retirement? Could this even spark an official one-on-one tournament at All-Star Weekend? I, for one, think this is just the beginning of a more organized one-on-one league, and for now, Beasley's the guy to beat. However, these are just my thoughts, so let me know who you guys have winning, and comment below who I should scout next.
I do agree. I do think a league.
Y'all want beef? Y'all want beef? We gonna cook it well. We gonna burn that.
In your brain, you don't even know that you're using 10% of your brain.
Check me out.
10% of your brain.
You got a young Taylor Rooks.
Is the one that's
Young Taylor Rooks.
No, because if you're only using 10% of your brain, you don't even know that you're using 10% of your brain.
Check me out. Check me out. You pull your phone out real quick.
Pull my phone out?
Yeah, pull your phone out. Turn your flashlight on. Turn your flashlight. Put it close. Put it close. Those tattoos. I know. I'm like Lance Stevenson. You can't see him.
No copyright over here. But I do think an NBA 1v1 league is going to occur. TNC is kind of really setting a platform for that, man. So we just got to keep pushing forward, keep supporting, keep covering the game, keep doing what we're doing, man. Keep being genuine with our actions, and everything's gonna fall into place. But you know, I think this is the start of something. This is the start of something great. So hit the like button and subscribe. See you guys in the next video. We will be live the minute next chapter says that they're posting their first episode of Chapter 2 Season 2. I promise you, we're going to stream that night. So see you guys when that occurs.